Yo, what it do? What's good, guys? It's your boy Mamadou, your mental performance coach. Yo, it's been a long time ever since I uploaded a video, but I'm back and I'm better. It's a new year, same me, new energy, and yeah, today's topic is gonna be emotional, man. It's gonna be fun to go through. I've had quite big surgery. I've had a hip replacement surgery. This injury was the reason I stopped playing football. This injury was the reason the doctors was like, yo, you can't do this anymore, or else you might have to get a hip replacement. And I ended up doing it. I didn't want to do it in the beginning, but it is what it is. It came to that stage and I had to do it, and I'm stronger than ever right now. I'm feeling really positive, and it's the only way to go. If you know me personally, you know that it's not a lot of things in this world that can really break me, and that's really what we're going to be talking about tonight. So like I said, today is going to be a bit emotional for me because it's personal things, and I'm going to be sharing it, and I think it's for the good, because life is about, you know, learning lessons, going through your go-throughs, and then teaching others how to make better and other choices so that they can have a better chance of these different situations. I want to start by saying, you know, life really is funny, because all I've ever wanted was to be a professional football player, you know, play in front of 50,000 people while my mother, my father watching me from the stands, you know, and having a wife and kids looking at me, and you know, that's the dream every kid wanted to have, and I really was chasing it all my life. I was chasing that lifestyle all my life, and I was on my way, I was doing my thing, and life was giving me lessons after lessons after lessons, you know. And today I work with athletes, helping them reach their dreams, helping them reach the Premier League where I wanted to reach, and I'm happy to do it. This is what I was born to do right now. That's what I realized, because I wake up every day and I want to be better. I wake up every day and I want to do this, and it's a great feeling knowing that you're helping others reach their dreams. Because in this life, it doesn't really matter whether you want to kick a ball in front of 50,000 people or you want to save lives in a hospital. It doesn't really matter. Life will chew you up. It will chew you up and spit you out and have you do it all over again. And it's up to you to really be strong enough to keep on going, because it doesn't really matter. Life doesn't care who you are. If you're poor, if you're rich, if you're broke, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna be tested, and when you're tested, it's gonna be up to you to see if you're gonna be able to get up and keep on going, because that's gonna be the reason to get what you want to get in the future. This is gonna identify who you are and your character. Your character is gonna be built from things that you've been going through. Some people make choices to help them move forward. Some others make choices that just sets them back even more. I had a client the other day who asked me, yeah, how did you manage to build this mentality where you feel like you can go through whatever in this world? I looked at him and I like, listen, this passion and this mentality that I have, it didn't come today. It didn't come yesterday. This has been built years after years after years, after setbacks after setbacks, tears after tears, you know, rejection after rejection. It didn't come right now. But the difference is that I've been going through my go-throughs, and I learned to pick up a learning perspective from all my situations. I've learned to deal with my situations in a way it will gain positive results, because that's the difference between the greats and the others. The greats will go through pain, they will go through tears, they will go through anything that you can imagine that will break a human being, but manage to go from that and be great. Why? Because they can pick up learning lessons from these situations. And that's what I learned to do through these years, because I could sit there and I can tell them about the times that I sat, like I was away from my parents for about 8 years as a young boy, where I was like, why am I different? And I'm always trying to fit in wherever I go. It was hard as a young boy, and I had to go through that and manage to even get the mindset of, you know what, it's fine, because I'm gonna be okay. You understand? And I could sit there and tell them about the times where I was hanging around with wrong friends that put me in the situations where I was jumped, you know, trying to help someone who actually never really cared about me. Or I can tell them about the times where, like, you understand? So the point is, it's not really about what you go through. It's about how you choose to deal with what you go through. And that's gonna build your character. And that character is what you need to succeed. You need to be so tough that no one can go through you. Honestly, people are very, very focused on blaming other people when things happen. I understand it. That's the first instinct. Your brain is programmed to protect you. So the first thing that you do when something happens to you is look at someone else. You're the reason, this is the reason, instead of looking at yourself. But when you manage to be always looking at yourself after every single situation, that's when you learn to grow. That's when you learn to elevate. That's when you learn to execute. You need to learn how to respond in the right way, and responding in the right way means having positive perspective of learning from your situations, learning from your mistakes, learning from your go-throughs. Because when you manage to learn from your go-throughs, that's when you go to the next level. And this is so crucial. I can't stress this enough. It's so important for people to understand that. And that is the key to your happiness. Because life is going to come at you after and after again. It's not going to stop. What can change is you. You can be stronger for every situation. You can be stronger for every moment. But life is going to come at you still. And the better you get at having a better perspective, the stronger you will be, and the better you'll be able to manage these situations where you'll be able to respond in the right way. And that's what I want from you. So basically, let's talk about what happened 4 months ago, sorry. So 4 months ago, I had my surgery. It was a 4.5 hour surgery where I had to replace my whole hip joint. It was a really tough time. It was before the surgery, I had to go through a really hard mental period where I had to, get my mind right, and I refuse to look at myself as a victim. I had a lot of people asking me, yo, are you nervous? Are you scared? And to be honest, I wasn't scared at all, because I had already gone through my mental evaluation, and I had accepted that this is my reality. And if I choose to look at myself as a victim, that's when I'll have a hard time. But I decided that I'm going to go through this, and I'm going to make my life even better than it was before the surgery. Because this surgery is a big surgery, and it's like people my age, 28 years old, don't have these kind of surgeries. It's really few of us that do. And the way it happened is really unfortunate. So in 2018, that's when I was playing the game, and then I got into a situation where I jumped in a duel with a guy that was about 5 centimeters taller than me, bigger than me. So I fell on all my fours, and he landed on my back and my hip, so my hip joint twisted and went back to place, and that was the beginning of this hip problem. So for 2 months I couldn't walk properly. I had to take it step by step. Went back to the field around 7 months after that. So what happened is that after that injury, it never really got 100% better. So every single time I trained or played the game, my hips would be really stiff, where I wouldn't be able to move it the way I'm supposed to move it. During the nights it would hurt. So in the beginning it wasn't that bad, but through the years it got worse and worse and worse. So 2021, the end of the season, I decided to go to the doctors and just check it out one more time, because I couldn't live with the pain anymore. So it was when I went to holidays in Norway, when my doctor there said I have to get an MRI and check it out. So I went to check it out, got my results back. He said that I had my hip joint was totally destroyed. So it was almost going bone to bone, literally, and that was causing the pain. And the doctors were telling me that I can't be playing football anymore. If I played football anymore, I could risk having a total hip placement very early on in my life. And this was a stupid decision that I made, and that was to ask for an injection. And this injection was it was to numb the pain, and for me to continue playing, because I was at a stage of my life where I had to make this happen. I had to make it work. I thought I was smart. I thought I was mental. I would go through this, because I was stubborn, basically. So I took these injections and I was playing. Little did I know that it was getting even worse and worse and worse for every single time that I played. 4 months later, in 22 April, my body collapsed, my hip collapsed, and that was it. I couldn't run, I couldn't walk properly. My hip was going bone to bone. It was a terrible experience. So I took a time off from sports, everything, to reflect, take my time, and try to decide what to do with my life and what to do with my body. So after some time of thinking, that's when I decided to take the step to have this surgery. But I'm gonna be honest, during this time of reflecting, this is when I decided that this wasn't gonna break me. This was not gonna defeat me. This was not gonna get the better of me, because I will have a life, and I will make sure that I achieve my dreams in another way. I had come to an acceptance where I know that my football career is over, and that hurt. That really hurt. That was maybe the worst feeling that I'd ever had, because all I've worked for my whole life was to be a football star. But I came to an acceptance where I decided that this is going to be my life. I'm gonna make it turn out the best way possible. I'm making it turn out the best way possible. That's with me being committed to my rehab, coming back stronger, because the doctor told me even when you come back, there might be a risk that your hip might be dislocated if you take too many chances. And I understand that, and obviously for medical reasons I will be doing that. I will be careful. I will be thinking about my choices, but I'm not gonna let it limit me to where I'm not gonna live my life the way I wanted to, apart from playing football professionally. And that is something that takes courage. It takes something within you to really accept that you have to be stronger than what's needed, because this life with a total hip replacement is a whole new lifestyle.